Hello my loves, it's Monica and this is the start of my Shadow and Bone vlog. Oh my gosh, it is 2:58. Oh, you cannot see that. It is 2:58 a.m. on Friday and Shadow and Bone is about to go live on Netflix in just a couple of minutes. I went to bed at 7 p.m. woke up obviously super early so that I could start watching this as soon as it went live. Yes, I am being very extra about this show, but I'm so excited. I don't even know what I want to say right now. I have gone very much so out of my way to avoid anything, like any previews of the show outside of the 2 trailers, just because like I want as much to be a surprise as possible. So I haven't really watched any like interviews. I haven't watched any of like the preview specials or like clips that people put out there, and I've tried very hard to avoid them. People keep posting ones on TikTok and I like swipe away super fast. So yeah, I've avoided so much because I just want this experience to be the first experience and I cannot wait. Oh my gosh, it's 2:59. Oh my god, there it is. Okay, we're gonna hit play. I cannot believe I'm about to watch this. God, the title. So cool. That was so cool.
And it's full of monsters. How can you do that in here?
Bumps help with texture.
She grew up here. Come on. She wanted to want her.
They're really starting off like talking about that sort of mixed race experience and I love it so much. Christina Strain, who's Korean, who is the writer who really poured so much of her own story into creating Alina's story of being mixed race Asian, posted like an amazing Twitter thread that I will include in a link down below. That just like meant so much to me, as like the fact that this is my favorite show or my favorite book series. I don't know if it's my favorite show yet, but it's my favorite book series. And then to like also have this element of the fact that like, I don't know, to have that like added element with Alina it just means a lot to me as an Asian girl. So oh my gosh, I'm already in love with it. It's already so good. Executive producers Lee Bardugo. Okay, so I know that we've seen the shadow fold in the trailer, but it already, like, it just looks even bigger and more impressive and like, sorry, I feel like I just need to keep pausing because I'm one, trying not to cry because I did put makeup on. That was a rookie mistake, I recognize that. 2, it's so good. It's like we are less than 5 minutes in and I am like, this is my favorite show in the entire world. Yes. Mal and the bunny.
Stay away from him.
Mal just wants to save the bunny. He is pure. He is good. I love him so much. I love him so much. So much. Ah! Okay, so we just got introduced to Mal in the show and I'm already loving so much how they're presenting his character, because it's getting across all the stuff that we get in the book, you know, about Mal being this like, you know, scared little boy when he was at the orphanage and then being forced to be brave and a fighter, even though that's like not really who he is. I just love Mal so much. I know people don't like Mal. I think they're wrong. But I am especially excited for Archie's Mal because I just feel it's really bringing to life the Mal that I read in the book, that Alina fell in love with. He's just great and I love him and Alina already so much. Like, these characters, they're so good. But we also saw our first little bit of Grisha magic during this like fight scene at the beginning, and that was really cool because the magic looks so real. Like, I don't know, I don't know if I was expecting the effects on this to be so good, but they're so good. We are about to go to Ketterdam. I wasn't expecting this so early. Oh my gosh. Ooh. I dropped you, I'm so sorry. We're in Ketterdam. I'm not going to react every 2 minutes throughout the entire series, but now that we're doing all these like intros, I just need to discuss them. But we've just met 3 of the crows, Jesper, Kaz, and Inej. All of them look amazing. Like, everyone is just embodying the personality of their characters in a way that I cannot even begin to handle. We just met Zoya and I want to sob because I love her so much, and so one thing that has changed already from the book, or one major thing, is that Alina tampers with the maps in order to get put on the in the crew that's going across the fold, and is basically putting her entire, like, all the other map makers' lives at risk. Like, she didn't mean to do that. She only meant for herself to have to go. And yeah, I feel like that adds like a whole other element to her origin, which I don't know, I'm into it. It's just interesting seeing like the different changes that they're doing. And also we saw like Pecker Rollins, the first like real moment of violence was like him attacking this man, and that was intense. Definitely set a tone for like how all in this show is about to go. And the fold is still terrifying. Like, oh my gosh, it's so much more frightening than I even like ever imagined. Going into the fold.
Right, listen to me, cartographers, until we reach the west.
I know, like, I'm like crying. Okay, so I just finished episode 1. I'm gonna be doing, I think, like a whole discussion video for like the first couple episodes, and then one, like, yeah, so I'm not gonna do that right now, also because I feel like I need to watch it a second time to like really process everything that happened. This was a lot of me just like being very overwhelmed, but oh my gosh, it's amazing. Like, even more amazing than I could have ever imagined or hoped for. Like, they're definitely going all in with the like intensity of the series and like really depicting everything. It's also wild because like so much of this violence does happen on the page, but it's not as like seeing it actually happen is very intense. And the show is rated TV 14, so like they're going, they're not pulling any punches. Okay, so they're starting off episode 2 with like a throwback to when Mal and Alina, when the Grisha come to like test the kids at the orphanage. And I just have to say, the 2 kids that they got to play, like baby Mal and Alina, look so much like the adult actors. It's actually throwing me off, like especially the little boy. I keep being like, do they CGI his face on this boy? They're taking her to his tent. We about to meet him. Also, I need them to come out with like Grisha cardigans or something so I can have a kefta, or just like make keftas. I need one. I need one. His jacket looks so cool. His kefta, sorry. The like lacing in the back. Hello, Ben Barnes. The scene where the Druskella try to kidnap Alina is currently happening, and it's so intense. Oh my god. Also, I'm like, that means the cut is about to happen. So I just finished episode 2. I'm having all of the Malina feels. The like end scene where they have their hands outstretched to each other and then it cuts to when they're children. Beautiful. Also, Kaz giving up the Crow Club for Inej, like what a pivotal character moment for him. I'm loving that we are getting so much of Mal's 2 friends. I'm completely blanking on their names, but I feel like that's something that in the books, like, it's mentioned, but I think like if you've only read through the books once, you kind of miss on like just how traumatic everything Mal goes through was. And I think that's a huge part of like how people read his characters, because it's very easy to kind of not pick up on a lot of like what he goes through and like what he sees. And so I'm really appreciating like the detail that they're doing with Mal and like the way that they're showing like what's happening with him on the side. Oh my gosh, we're meeting Zhenya. She is beautiful. I'm loving this like little makeover scene we're getting. Watch this. This moment, I mean, you've probably already seen it, but this moment, like, oh my god. I'm just emotional. That was like such a perfect author cameo moment. Like, I think the best one I've ever seen in a movie. Like, I mean, in a show or in a movie. Like, it was just, like, she got to hug Alina. That must have been amazing for her. Okay, I'm gonna stop crying. I love this. Like, he's so brooding. He just has a baby goat. Hello. Okay, so it is 5:40. I don't know if I love that they're having the crows cross the fold, because like it was almost like too easy for them to get across the fold, you know? Like, if they were able to do that with just like Jesper being really good at shooting, I'm like, so then why is it so hard for like all of these, you know? I think that's like the one thing that I haven't loved so far, but like honestly I can forgive it because that goat scene was hilarious. Okay, so I finished episode 3 and I realized that I have suspenders. So I want to see if I could put together a like casual Alina cosplay. And then I think I want to make some waffles. So this is what we've ended up with. I decided to try and like kind of recreate her map maker outfit. So I wear a skirt because I don't wear pants, and my suspenders and a white blouse. I'm a map maker, sir. Also, I put braids in my hair because she wore braids in her hair. Okay, so I'm now in my Alina outfit and I'm gonna give it one more episode and then I'm gonna make some waffles, which I'm very excited for. He just told her to call her Alexander. Okay, listen, you all know that I do not ship them. I ship Malina 100%, but I do simp. I am a darkling simp, not a darkling stan. There is a difference. I do not approve of anything that he does, but like early in the books, before you know the things, a man is attractive, and Ben Barnes really takes it up a notch. Really does. He is such a liar.
Of course. Every child
Such a liar, manipulator. I just finished episode 4 and had a little cry. I'm really happy that they showed all the stuff that Mal went through, because like in the book it's just kind of mentioned because obviously we're following Alina, so we don't follow Mal's perspectives. We just like hear about it, we don't see it. And I think that that is one of the biggest reasons why people misinterpret his character so often. But yeah, it's amazing. I'm halfway through. I'm already so sad about like just the series being over. Like I want 500 episodes of this show, and I don't want it to be over. I'm already like upset about it being over, and I still have half the season to go. With a big plate of waffles. I made Belgian waffles, and I also made some fresh strawberry sauce to go on top, and they're delightful. And I'm now gonna start episode 5, and yeah, I have no idea what I think the crows are going to be getting up to. I'm so excited because I think Nina's ship is about to crash or like sink, so then it's Nina and Matthias getting to know each other time. Girl, oh my god. Ooh, Oliva.
Many people surprise me, Miss Nova.
They're changing so many things. Oh, like not in a bad way. I'm just like stressed. I don't know what's gonna happen. The kiss that I just witnessed. Okay, listen, again, I do not ship Darklina, okay? I don't, but like I kind of do. Like I don't, but like, but I don't, but I appreciate that the second that I find myself slipping, Baghra comes in and she's like, gives you a little hit, slap against the cheek, reminds you that this man is not a boy and his sad stories are just manipulations. Thank you, Baghra. I was slipping. So it's almost 11 and I'm halfway through episode 5, so I thought I'd do a little bit of a check-in. We're getting a lot more Nina and Matthias and I love them so much. Like, Danielle Galligan is everything that I pictured Nina to be. Like, she just embodies her character so amazingly. And I am blanking on the guy who's, oh, Callahan Skogman. Yes, that's his name. He is the perfect Matthias. Like, I love him so much as Matthias. I mean, obviously I don't love Matthias yet just because he still has some growing to do. I don't think you're supposed to really love him for a little while, but yeah, so I just, every scene with them are maybe my favorites. I just, oh god, I love them so much. Kaz Brecker and the Darkling are currently having a standoff and it's very stressful and also overwhelming to see Kaz Brecker and the Darkling like together. Also, I just want to write like a whole essay about the Asian representation in the show, which I think is just so perfectly done. Like, you can tell that like so one of the main writers on the show is Christina Strain, and she has talked about how, and she's biracial Korean, and she's talked about how she wove in like her lived experiences into so much of what Alina experiences in the show. And I just think it's done so beautifully. I'll talk about this like when I actually do my full sort of breakdowns of all the episodes and everything, but you could just feel it, you know, like this representation, it just feels authentic and it feels genuine. And like, I feel like I've been looking for this kind of representation on screen for my entire life and I'm loving it. Oh my god. This moment, hold on.
He threw a book at me.
It's Shadow and Bone. So Nina and Matthias in the snow,
I'll find a horse and then get
adorable. So cute. Okay, so I'm on episode 7, which is like actually kind of upsetting to me because that means I only have 2 episodes left, 7 and 8. 2, episode 7 is starting with like a Darkling like throwback moment that I don't think we've ever heard about. So I'm gonna watch that, but it just like threw me off. So I had to talk to someone, and you are that someone. Is the Darkling in love with someone? Also, his haircut. I'm kind of loving Ben Barnes with the long hair. Would not be opposed to that being a look. Okay, so we just got this like backstory moment for the Darkling with him like in love and his the woman that she's in love with being murdered by the king's army, which I don't think is like honestly that outlandish of an addition, because like we see that from when he's really little, but obviously like even when he's probably like in his normal like, I don't know, 30s or whatever, I'm sure he wasn't like fully evil. Like, I think that happened over the centuries of being alive, like his losing of his humanity. And I do want to like mention that because like one of the things that I think is really so important about like what Leigh Bardugo does in the series is that like she shows like that horrible things happen to the Darkling and like that they led to like creating who he became, but also at the same time like horrible things happen to a lot of people in the series and they don't become what he became. And also like the issues that are happening within the kingdom, like the stuff that happened to him is horrible and the stuff that continues to happen to Grisha is horrible. And so I think that the show's doing a really good job of building that up and building up his history while also still like maintaining him as a villain just like Leigh Bardugo did. So I am almost done with episode 7, and I just had to come on here because this running gag with Milo the goat is amazing. It's so funny.
Fine. Make me your villain.
Fine, make me your villain. Hello pals, so I'm about to start episode 8, which is the final episode. It is 1 p.m. Oh, I'm so sad. I don't want it to be over. I do need to go through and basically rewatch the entire, I wanted to like watch the whole series, not like thinking about, oh, how am I gonna like talk about this like in a review. So that's why I like decided to vlog this, but I'm gonna go through and rewatch the entire thing and like actually take notes. And then I'm gonna do probably, I don't think I'm gonna do, I thought I was gonna like split it up into 3 videos. I think it's just gonna be 2. And just talk through everything. Also, the crows just said no mourners, no funerals for the first time. Oh, I also like, I feel like we'll definitely get another Nina and Matthias scene here because we have to lead up to like where they are in Six of Crows. So I'm excited for that. But also, I'm so anxious. Oh my gosh, I don't even, they haven't started filming the 2nd season yet. So it's gonna be like a year or more until we get season 2. That's upsetting. That's upsetting. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, I just finished episode 8 and I just have so many emotions right now. Wow, that was so good. So, first of all, I loved Nina and Matthias's arc. Like, that's something that for some reason, like, just, I loved so much how they did that. And just, like, getting to see their relationship, like, blossom and grow and then dissolve. Yeah, I loved getting all of that, like, background. Because obviously we hear about it in Six of Crows, but, like, getting to see it, so cool. And just, like, the way that the show weaved the Crows and the Shadow and Bone casts together, I thought was like, it was so fun. I'm sure I'll have more like critical thoughts as I'm going through and like once I've like watched the whole series again and taken notes and I'm doing that video. But right now I'm just really happy with the series as a whole. Like, I'm assuming the next season is going to be Six of Crows plus Siege and Storm, and that is so much to pack into a season of a show, I feel like. So I'm really interested, and I feel like they're going to have to tie in the stuff that happens, like the stuff that the Crows are doing in Fjerda. I feel like is going to have to tie in more into what is happening within Ravka, like instead of having all of that take place after Shadow and Bone and having it like take place after like the war and everything. It's obviously going to have to happen together, and so I'm so interested to see how they do that. And like, will the Crows be more involved in like that stuff, like the wars and whatever? Like, is that a thing? I don't know. And here's the thing that does worry me is that like Netflix is not known for having long series. Like, they very often cancel things like 3 seasons in, and it's pretty rare to get past that. Which would be so sad if we don't get to see King of Scars and Rule of Wolves. Like, I will be devastated because I need them. Like, honestly, those 2 books are just magnum opuses, you know? They're amazing. And I feel like people, like, if you don't read those 2, you miss out on so much amazing character growth, like, for everybody in the series. Like, I think people think it's just Nikolai, which I don't know why that wouldn't be like a huge selling point, but like, no, it's like everybody. And yeah, so that's my plea for people. If you haven't read King of Scars, Rule of Wolves, please do it. It's amazing. My favorite books in the series, I think. But I think for me, when it comes to like looking at the books versus the show, like, I love both. Obviously, I will always prefer the books. Like, the original trilogy, it's my favorite. And I do think that the original trilogy offers so much more in terms of like the characters' depth and the world building, and I think like the plot itself was like a bit tighter in the books. Like, I don't know, I'm gonna prefer the books. I'm a reader, of course. All right, I am done being verbose. Okay, I am done being verbose, and I'm going to eat some lunch and maybe take a nap. I'm getting a little tired. But yeah, keep an eye out for my next couple of videos, which will be more in-depth discussions about the series as a whole versus this sort of like off-the-cuff discussion. I'd love to hear your thoughts after initially watching the trilogy. I'm thinking about doing like a rewatch along, so if you're not following me on Twitter or Instagram, you should do that, because I will announce it there so we can all rewatch together, because I feel like that would be fun. But yeah, all right, I am going to head off, and thank you all so much for watching. I'll talk to you next time. Bye.